A very good morning to all of you students. Initially we had studied part first and part second of chapter number 1, that is matter. Today we are going to study part third of chapter number 1, matter. So the topic which we are going to start today is students interconversion of different states of matter. So there were three states of matter, students, which we had studied earlier, that was solid, liquid and gas. Okay students, so today we are going to study the interconversion. Means if we see solid, it can be converted into liquid, and further the liquid will be also converted into solid. See students, this signs show the sign of reversible. Means arrow is coming also and going in that direction. This sign shows the sign of reversible. That means the process is reversible. Means solid can be changed into liquid and liquid can be changed into solid. So the first thing which we have to understand, students, is that when we take water, okay, and we freeze that water, it gets converted into ice. Okay, so ice means solid, liquid means water. Okay students, again when you melt that ice, it gets converted into water. So when you are freezing the water, it gets converted into ice. When you are melting the ice, it gets converted into water. So this process is a kind of reversible process, and the phenomena will be known as interconversion of different states of matter. See students, when we melt, the solid gets converted into liquid. When we freeze, the liquid gets converted into solid. Now from here, one thing more we have to study, students, is the melting point and the freezing point. Now what is the melting point and what is the freezing point, student? Firstly, melting point and freezing point. So melting point is that point, student, at which the solid start melting into liquid. Okay, and freezing point is that point, it means at that temperature at which the liquid gets converted into solid. Means the water gets converted into ice. So when the ice gets converted into water, the temperature will be known as the melting point of that ice. Okay, and when the water gets converted into ice, then that will be known as the freezing point of water. Okay, so this phenomena is known as interconversion of different states of matter. One more state of matter which is left, student, that is gas. For that we have to study the process of vaporization. When we boil the water, students, what will happen? When we boil the water, it will vaporize, and the vapor is a form of gas. Okay students, so see how you will correlate all these three things. Here at the place of solid we are taking ice. When we melt the ice, it gets converted into liquid. When we boil this liquid water, it gets converted into gas. Means when it vaporizes, it gets converted into gas. Again, when the gas gets liquid, okay, means water, and when you again freeze that water, it's get converted into solid. See how all the three are interdependent on each other. Okay students, for further detail we will see it from our book.
Now students, I had already told to all of you that what the term interconversion means. When the solid is getting changed into liquid and then the liquid is getting changed into solid, is just the interconversion of solid into liquid and liquid into solid. Okay, so with the help of this chart student, which is showing on your screen, the reaction, solid is getting converted into liquid when it is heated, okay, but when the liquid is cooled down, it gets converted into solid. So here I am talking about the heat of melting and the cooling of freezing. Okay students, so melting or fusion. What is the melting or fusion means? It is the process of converting a solid into a liquid state. Okay, now what is melting point? It is the constant temperature at which solid change to its liquid state. Okay, and generally when the solid change it's into liquid state at 0 degree, if ice at 0 degree is heated, it absorbs heat and melt to produce water, which has this temperature 0 degree Celsius only. Okay, so melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius. Now what is freezing or solidification students? When you freeze water, okay, and it's get converted into ice, that is known as solidification or freezing. Means when you are freezing the water, initially it is in liquid state and after the freezing it gets converted into solid form. Okay, so this is known as solidification and also freezing. Now what is freezing point student? It is the constant temperature at which liquid change to its solid state. If water at 100 degrees Celsius is cooled, it gives out heat and freeze to produce, which has the temperature of 0 degrees Celsius only. So the freezing point of water is 0 degree Celsius. Now the melting point of ice is also 0 degree Celsius and the freezing point of water is also 0 degree Celsius. What we have to understand from this student, here when the water is gaining the temperature of 0 degree Celsius, it gets converted into ice. So for water it is the freezing point of water. But when the solid, that is ice, gain the 0 degree Celsius temperature, it start melting. So for ice 0 degree Celsius is the melting point. Okay. Now liquid to gas and vice versa. See, with the help of this diagram students, also you will be able to know how liquid is converted into gas and gas is converted into liquid. When we heat the liquid, means especially the boiling process, then after boiling the liquid converted into gas, and when we condense the gas, it gets converted into liquid. For example, from here what we have to see, boiling or vaporization. What is the boiling or vaporization meaning? The conversion of liquid into gas. Okay. Now what is boiling point? It is a constant temperature at which liquid change to its gaseous state. That is, if water is heated, it absorbs heat up to 100 degree Celsius and change to steam at 100 degree Celsius. Means the boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. Now condensation or liquefaction. When the gas is condensed or liquefied, it gets converted into liquid. Okay. Now what is the condensation point? It is the constant temperature at which gas changes to its liquid state. Example, if steam at 100 degree Celsius is cooled, it gives out heat and gets condensed to water, which has the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius only. Means here also see students, the steam is getting converted into water at 100 degrees Celsius only. Okay. Now vaporization, it is the process of slow conversion of liquid into the gaseous state. It occurs at all temperature. So normally when you dry your clothes, students, the wet cloth, that is the process of evaporation. Okay. There is a difference between evaporation and vaporization, students. Vaporization will only happen when the temperature will be 100 degrees Celsius or above, but evaporation will happen at any temperature. Okay. Now what is the difference between boiling and evaporation? Just the difference, which is the vaporization and evaporation. The difference between vaporization and evaporation is just equal to the difference between boiling and evaporation. See students, so with the help of this diagram, we will be able to conclude what is the difference between boiling and evaporation, sorry, because boiling is just equal to vaporization, okay, but evaporation is different. Now boiling takes place at a different temperature, as I had told to all of you, but evaporation takes place at all temperature. Boiling is a fast process and evaporation is a slow process. Boiling can be seen, evaporation cannot be seen. Boiling, it occurs throughout the mass of the liquid. It occurs throughout the layer of the liquid, means evaporation only happen at the layer of the substance, whether it is liquid or something else. But when we see the boiling, it also convert whole water into vapors. Now the third topic, that is solid to gas and vice versa. See students, what we had studied today, that the conversion of solid into liquid and liquid into solid, then the conversion of liquid into gas and gas into liquid. But here we are going to study solid into gas. Okay, so this would be something different. Now when we heat solid, it gets converted into gas, and when we cool gas, it gets converted into solid. Now one example of it is given here, ammonium chloride. Okay, when we heat ammonium chloride, or we can say when we burn ammonium chloride, it's get converted into ammonium chloride vapor. Okay students, so here the solid is getting converted into gaseous state, and when we collect the gas of ammonium chloride and it gets cooled down, it also gets converted into ammonium chloride solid. Okay students, now with the help of this diagram, students, you will be able to see, with the help of this activity number 1, to show the sublimation and deposition of ammonium chloride. The ammonium chloride is heated in the flask. At the top of the flask, okay, you can see some ammonium chloride are getting sticked. How they are getting sticked? When they are converted into gas, the gas when comes into the contact of flask, they get cool down and again gets converted into ammonium chloride solid form. Okay. Now what we have to study here, sublimation. Now what is the process of sublimation, student? Sublimation is the process of converting of solid directly into gaseous form. When you burn any solid or when you sublimate any solid, it gets converted into gaseous form. Now what is sublime? Sublime, during sublimation, when solid change into gaseous state, the gaseous form is known as sublime. Means the gas which evolved when you change solid into gas is known as sublime. Now what is sublimate? Sublimate is the solid part. Means during sublimation, when the gas is cooled to form the solid so obtained is called sublimate. Okay students, for example, iodine is solid. When you heat the iodine, you will get iodine gas. But when you collect the iodine gas and cool it down, it gets converted into iodine. So iodine gas is a sublime and iodine solid is sublimate. Now in the box students, here in this box students, you can see the whole conclusion of whatever we had studied today. See, the liquid when vaporized, okay, the liquid when vaporized gets converted into gas, but when gas is condensed, they gets converted into liquid. Now the gas when the deposition process happens into gas, it gets converted into solid, and when the sublimation process happen into solid, it gets converted into gas. Now when the solid is melted out, it get converted into liquid, but when the liquid is freezed, it get converted into solid. So this box show the conclusion of whatever we had studied today. Now the last topic of this chapter is students, law of conservation of mass. Now what is the law of conservation of mass students? Law of conservation of mass says students that during a chemical reaction, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Means the amount of water you take to convert it into ice will be equal in the amount. Okay, means when the water is converted into ice, no water can be, means nothing will be evolved or get lost anywhere. Means the amount of water you will take for the freezing will be equal to the ice form. So this law states the law of conservation of mass, means the mass will be conserved during the process of change. Now see the reaction which is given students at the above of the yellow table is the sodium sulfate plus barium chloride. When the sodium sulfate and barium chloride is react together, they form sodium chloride and barium sulfate. Means the sodium gets combined with the chloride and the sulfate gets combined with the barium, but no any wastage, but we can never see the wastage of something or the loss of something. So the conservation of mass here is concluded. Okay students, now your chapter is completed. Try to do checkpoint number 1 by your own. If you are not be able to do by your own, I will send to all of you.